Run away with me, lost souls of revelry, running wild and running free. Two kids, you and me. I say, hey, 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 living like we're renegades. Hey, 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 living like we're renegades. 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 Long live the pioneers, rebels and mutineers. Go forth and have no fear. Come close and render near. And I say, hey, 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 living like we're renegades. Hey, 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 living like we're renegades. Hey, 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 living like we're renegades. Renegades. Renegades.
Hey LJ, how's it going? Yeah, same. Oh, hey Linda, can you send me that manuscript by the end of today? Perfect, thank you.
Come in, Gale Group.
Someone took my lunch. Some people have no honor.
Nuknach. Yeah, I can totally send you those documents. Yes. Jiakshu.
So as you can see, our last marketing campaign was very successful.
Kapla.
Mashka.
I like that one.
I do too. I like it a lot.
So yeah, so welcome everybody to episode 9, Respecting One Another is today's, well actually it's Respect One Another is today's topic. With a lot going on in the world, this isn't going to be a political show. This is more about just how we respect each other in general. You know, especially when you go onto other people's Facebook pages, the way you treat each other when you're out in public. I mean, there's no reason why we need to be rude or disrespectful. And one of the biggest things I've been noticing a lot, you know, we talked about self-censorship in the past, but another side of that coin is people, I don't like to equate it to drinking, but you know, like when you're drinking, you have what we call liquid courage, right?
Yep. Yep.
So when you're on the internet and you don't see the other person's face, you have this unknown courage where you can be
Exactly.
rude or mean to people, and you don't have to see their reaction or how it affects them personally. So just as a friendly reminder to everybody in Fleet 31, please treat each other with respect. If you go on other people's pages, please please listen to what they ask of you and do not create a scene. And so that is, with that said, today's episode is like I said, it's called Respect One Another. There was an episode that you guys had homework. Hopefully you guys watched it. I know I did. Jenny
I
did
did.
too. And the episode's called Justice. And from Star Trek The Next Generation kind of ties into tonight's theme also about respect for one another. And when we sometimes forget about respect, we sometimes treat people the way we shouldn't. I think Kaylee wants to join us tonight. I'll have a conversation if she does. Let's see. Good evening, Brett. Thank you for joining us. And Steve, it has been a while since you've been on.
He also said he wants to come on.
If you need someone to come on, let me know. Should we bring Steve on? Jenny.
I mean, we can.
Question is, are we going to bring Steve on?
It'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, it
I
would be
mean,
nice.
he's been
It
a
would be
while.
nice.
I
It
bet
would
he
be
missed
nice.
because he quit doing his little things, or he has a break. He does it once a month now on his little. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
mainly it was just for his AMAs, and there's not many really questions now that they've been answered.
Well, invite sent.
Brett, I like Brett. He goes, and crickets.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm sorry. How about I let you control the comments and I will control those things? Sorry, guys.
So yeah,
We're learning it.
we both figure out how we both can be hosts. So we'll have to figure out how we're gonna do all this.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if he joins or not.
I will
anyways.
move us to the topics. Yes. Anyways, you know, I do apologize. Give me 1 second here. I need to turn off Discord. Otherwise, you're going to be hearing pop, 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 pop,
Pop,
pop,
pop.
pop, pop.
Well,
pop.
here's Steve. Here, I'll add him to the stream.
Okay. Steve, how's it going? friend?
Welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good. Tonight we're talking about respect.
Ooh, that's a good one. Jay, do you respect me finally? 18 years worth? Just a little bit? Yeah, I thought so.
Ooh.
Yes,
You got to practice what you preach, my friend.
I respect you, Steve.
Yeah. And I'm Rodney Dangerfield. It's okay.
And it looks like Cadet Kaylee's joining us for a little bit tonight. Kaylee, do
it's
not
okay.
mess around with the controls tonight.
Okay.
Where's she at? Because I know that ain't your house.
Yeah, we moved.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Jay
I moved.
Jay sent her away to camp or to I don't know.
Oh, it's so nice to get rid of your kids, isn't it, Jay? Especially the rotten ones.
I don't have any rotten children.
Yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself that.
This is just a green screen, Steve.
Okay, Kaylee.
Now I'm on the ship, Steve.
Well, you're in the corridors of the ship. No, but yeah, Steve. So tonight I was just wanting to mention really quickly about respecting each other and how sometimes we seem to forget. It's a good message for everybody. It's like, if you're going to go on somebody else's page, be respectful of it. And one of the biggest things is, if something is meant to be a joke, don't take it seriously. I don't know how many times I
Yes.
can say that to people. If something is clearly online and it's posted and it's meant to be funny, either give it a smile, give it a thumbs down, give it a thumbs up, and move on.
Yeah, move on. If you don't like it, like I said, if you don't like something, move on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people's posts on Facebook that I purposely ignore.
Yep.
I see it, I'm like, oh, yeah, this isn't for me. And then I move on to the next person on my list. Or I'll get the little alert notifications, which I finally... Hey, by the way, Jenny, I finally figured out tonight how to turn those off on my new phone.
Oh.
Well, that was the other problem I was having, because like every time I would be in my car driving, and I would sync my phone up to the car, every time I got a new alert notification,
Ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding,
beyond the bedings, it would actually lower the volume of
Yeah.
the music playing.
Yeah. Yep.
Every time you guys send something on Discord, it turns my volume down.
That's a good thing.
So note to self, send Kaylee more Discord messages.
No.
Well, if I had you on Discord, I would, Kaylee. But I don't have
I
you
know
on
if I had him on if I had Kaylee on Discord, I would too. I mean,
Kaylee's on Discord.
I don't have her as a friend in my Discord.
Oh,
You're lucky.
wow.
Yeah.
Kaylee's not that bad.
No, she's a good kid.
No.
These 3 people.
I was very
Like,
popular on
that's like one
Discord, and then
thing
speaking of respect, I was in a group on Discord, and I had to leave because they weren't respecting each other. So
Yeah, there are groups like out there, unfortunately, and even more recently, I've left a group because of the lack of respect that they're having for people.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying that people don't have the right to their own opinions and how they feel. They absolutely do. But when your right and your opinion supersedes everybody else's right and everybody else's opinion, that's where it's wrong.
Yep, I
there's
agree.
38 new messages on the Cool Kids group, Dad.
Okay, so Jenny,
I've
I know. Go ahead, Steve.
I got a problem with a person that's an international member that if you don't see it her way, she will continue to attack you and try to make you see her way over and over and over and over. And it's like you want to climb through the computer screen and just snap every bone you could possibly reach. But, you can't do that because that's considered murder. Ooh. And I just said it on the internet, so it's premeditated.
Well,
They
I
love
love you.
watching this.
I love you, stepfather. I will say that right now. But my dad my stepfather, my dad used to be that way when I was younger. If you didn't like what he had to say, not only would he say it, but he would say it again.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cut him off, he would repeat himself and start over and say it again.
Yeah, nose.
It's like, no. So you learn to shut up and just listen to it and then to move on. And that's where I learned my skills from. It's like, sometimes you just have to let the other person vent.
Yeah.
Is
you
that
know?
where you get
It's
everything
just sometimes
want to
you know
be
you
early from too?
What, Kaylee?
sometimes you just
Is that why you want to be early everywhere too?
That is a completely different topic.
mm-hmm.
No, honey, it's because your dad is old and he doesn't like to wait in line.
Actually,
same way.
she's closer
Also
to the
his
truth.
background,
Like,
the background and what Jay was, what he did in past.
And Steve did.
I don't know about you, but
what did Steve
Yeah.
do? Whoa,
You were in the
whoa.
military. You were in the military.
military.
too.
I'm saying military.
Oh, I didn't
Military
hear you.
has drill. Yeah. Just like band. I know it's not like military, but the band has drilled me into being early for everything.
Now,
Because in band, it was to be on time, to be early is to be on time, to be on time is to be late, and to be late is to be left behind.
and I,
And
you know,
so,
like, I've got a lot of SFI members that's watching this right now. If you guys think I'm bad or mean or pissed off, ask Jay. 18 years, he's seen me flip. You guys have getting it mild, but I'm about that threshold where,
I've seen it too.
yeah, Kaylee's seen it. So, like, I'm supposed to be getting manuals translated to German, Spanish,
German.
French, and another language.
Mhm.
6 months, nothing but crickets. Okay.
Wow.
So I put my aide de camp in that group, and now I'm gonna have to put something else under me that I have to take care of. I ordered that all the tests and manuals were to get current and brought up to date.
Yeah.
We had one manual that was like 2008, the last time it was updated.
Wow.
But here's the thing: the academy has like 3,000 manuals and like 6,000 or 7,000 the test, and nothing. Again, crickets. So I'm
speaking
gonna
of the
start,
academy, I probably should start that at some point.
I'm gonna start.
I
closing-
started, but I got too annoyed by how slow it is.
Well, now look, okay. Now I do apologize. We're actually with the company.
I know
called
y'all
Site-
working on it.
Yeah, it's with the company called Site 5, but we don't actually just have one. I mean, they're hosting everything we have. The database, our websites, every website we have like over 900 email accounts.
Wow.
So we're leaving them, going to a better company. And if the shit's still slow, I'm axing Moodle and going back to request it by email.
Ooh, wow. You're going old school.
I'm getting tired of paying for money that the shit's not working.
Because I know y'all are working on it, and
Hey, at least your database works.
So yeah, my new database, which is being built, which is supposed to be 1,000 times better than what we have now, was supposed to be delivered to us by December 10th of last year.
Hey,
So
yeah, because you just
They are
reminded me.
Yep, they're in breach of contract.
You remind me. I need to work on our database here in Fleet 31 too.
What database? You mean your
Yeah.
Google Sheets?
My Uber Eats. Yes,
Google.
Steve. What would you like? What would you like to have for dinner tonight, Steve?
Actually, I'm cooking. I wait for my
Speaking of
mashed
Uber Eats,
potatoes to boil. I'm actually made barbecue ribs,
some guest
I
ordered.
made mashed potatoes, green bean
Wow.
casserole, and brownies for dessert. I got off early and I cooked. I started
Damn.
the ribs at 6 a.m. this morning, and
Wow.
the crock pot slow cook. Gonna fall.
I
off
made
the
a cracked chicken.
We
I made cracked chicken. Actually, I didn't make it.
Yeah, Kaylee. What did
Cracked
we
chicken
do
out of
tonight?
the Instapot.
We went to Red Robin's, and this is totally not related, but you guys have never seen my glasses.
Okay. Oh yeah, your glasses. Those are her reading glasses. By the way, can you believe the kids are out of school now?
Hold
Can
on,
you
I
believe the kids here are going back August 2nd?
That I can't believe.
I can't.
All right.
wait.
So it looks like Brett has something to say here. We're staying in the old country.
Shit or get off the pot. Exactly. Brett, my man, I ain't talked to you in a long time. I love you. You're a great guy. But you know what? My grandfather used to say that too, and he was a gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps. He'd say, now listen here, son. You're growing in to be a young man. It's either time you shit it and get off the pot or go. And he was like 5'2", but man, let me tell you, he would command your attention very quickly.
Dad,
I like
you
Jay.
still
Jay's
haven't
like
taken
4'11".
your
What
owl.
the hell is
What?
that?
It's an owl.
You
Is that
still
made out of
haven't
paper?
taken. You still haven't taken your owl, Dad.
Oh, that's mine?
Yeah, I got a blue one.
I want them both.
No,
What?
absolutely not.
Wow. And I thought
Or
Kaylee
I'll
had love
keep
for
them
me.
both.
Wow. What happened to respect?
I know, right? In that tonight's episode, Kaylee. Actually, if we're being respectful, I should only take one.
Yeah, Dad.
Hey, I
If
like
we're being
that. I like
respectful.
that piano back there. Can you go play it, Kaylee?
Yeah, just let me walk into this wall.
Yeah, you just walk and let me know when you get back up from being unconscious and do it again, okay?
Wow.
Anyways, we can't
Yeah,
goof off a lot
you can't
because
say I'm mean to his kids. The man called me when Jen was in labor and saying it's time. So yeah, I don't want to hear y'all. You're being mean to his poor daughters. Let me tell you, his daughter and my daughter had a battle royale through posting videos back and forth trying to attack each other. USS Barney and the US. I don't know what the heck she called you guys. Oh,
Wait, who called the... I think they called our ship the Barney.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what we called his ship, Kaylee. The Lollipop or something like that?
Yeah, well, that wasn't the lollipop.
It wasn't? Mm.
The dirty lollipop.
The dirty lollipop.
Hey, no starting fights today, Kaylee.
Yeah, Kaylee, I'll come through this camera and make you play that piano with your head against the wall.
All right. Now since we're talking about respect, let's be nice, people. You too. Be nice to each other.
oh my goodness, do we need to kick him out? We can kick him out.
This
Her
is
out.
better, this
You
is
mean
better
her?
This is better than what I'm dealing with on my other screen right now. I'm literally
Oh.
I'm putting my aide de camp in charge of a lot of crap, and people are upset that I'm bumping them in there. I'm like, well, then get crap done.
So respect. Also respect. We can't go off too much.
Oh, that's Steve.
Oh, that's you.
Deal, Jenny, this is you.
Hey, that's mine.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You're making me mad, Dad. That was mine.
No. My coworker from Texas bought this for me.
Oh yeah, the Texas employee that says Nathaniel should be grounded for not liking Big Red.
Absolutely. Same guy.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I knew it. Get
Oh my
out.
god, it was a random head that came from the wall.
Nathaniel, your head came from the wall. Let's check his stat. Yeah, he's okay.
Now look at the size of his head. He takes after his dad.
No, I don't have any hair.
No, not
Head.
hair, head.
Head.
This head came out of the wall.
His head came out of the wall.
Yeah, I totally
Oh my
green
goodness.
screened that on.
Wow. Okay. You know, Jenny only has until 8 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm until 10.
Wow.
I work tonight.
10
Yeah,
o'clock,
what
8 o'clock
tonight?
my time.
What do you do, Jenny?
I work at a hotel. I work overnight. Night audit.
Oh, so you're the lady at the front desk when we call down for an additional pillow. She said, I'll get it right up to you. 5 hours later, still ain't got a damn pillow.
Well, that's because it's you, Steve.
That's good.
Yeah. Did y'all not see what I had to do on
I
was that Monday?
did. You know what I told my boss? It would have been a 3-finger salute minus 2 fingers.
Oh, blah, read between the lines. Oh, that's beautiful. You know what?
Yeah, no.
You can do double that. I got faith in you.
I end up
Bunch of
doing
pillows.
Hey, like Brett said,
that's
just one.
the after. It didn't look like it did anything, but I did 3 loads of comforters, 4
Like-
loads of towels,
Wow.
and 3 loads of sheets.
like Brett said, shit or get off the pot. You could have had that all done in an 8-hour time frame, girl. Come on now. I've seen you all with washers. You can put bodies in there and get that crap washed.
We only have okay, get this logic. 2 washers but 3 dryers.
I'll tell you what, the hotel we have down here, the Harris Hotel, I've been in their laundry room. They've got like 9 washers and 9 dryers. It's
Yeah, I don't
hilarious.
know. All I heard is it will be in his laundry room.
Awkward
Deep.
silence.
I know, right?
Yes.
I didn't hear it because all I heard was, I think I froze.
He was in a laundry room
Mhm.
down at the hotel.
Yeah,
It's
it's
local
got,
hotel.
yeah, it's a Harris Casino Hotel. It's got like 9 washers and 9 dryers, and they're like the size of a Pinto.
Did you say Harris? Like Harris?
Harris, yeah.
Harris. Harris.
Harold.
Oh, okay.
I thought he said Harris. I was like, wait a minute, that's a
That's in
Vegas,
Vegas.
hotel.
And actually, that's where the Star Trek convention's moving to.
Yeah.
At least
Harris.
for this year.
Harris Metropolis Casino.
No, Harris. Harrah.
But Harris is there's a
Same
Harris in St. Louis, not St. Louis, in Louisiana too.
Yeah, they've got them all over.
But yeah, I'm really excited that they're moving it to the new hotel and a new convention center.
Mhm.
The hotel I read, did a like multi-million-dollar renovation. So it's like a brand new hotel.
Yeah, except here's my problem with this hotel. They don't really have a lot of traffic area where you can go back and forth. Because we went over there, it's like they only have like these 2 little aisle lanes, and it goes straight through the casino.
Oh yeah.
Where are the Trekkies supposed to go back and forth, get to the hotel room?
There's a
Where's
sky
this
bridge.
conference?
There now is a sky bridge that you walk across over there.
So now you have to walk from the Harris in your uniform all the way across. That's
A
worse
sky
than going
bridge.
from-
Yes.
Is it a heat? I mean, is it a temperature controlled sky bridge, or is it exposed to?
I
the
don't know. We will have to find out when we go in December. Well, I go in December.
Or I can just look it up on YouTube.
Well,
I
I
would
think
go
it's
in
still new
December.
and people can't find it yet because we had a lady go on the group
Yeah.
and she couldn't go over there yet because it wasn't open yet. Because this is brand new. The Caesar Forum is a brand new convention center, so I don't think it's on YouTube yet.
Construction for Caesar's Forum, the largest ballrooms in the world.
I got stick.
Okay, that's just a
I
construction.
guess
of it.
thick.
Because they just opened in January, and I think by the time they got going,
Fat people status. Betty Crocker on my desk.
you want to talk about random things on your desk?
I have random
paint.
candles on my desk.
I
The
have
hell is
paint.
that?
You have what?
I have unfinished sodas on
I
my
was
desk.
talking to Jenny, Kaylee.
Paint. This is paint.
I got
Oh.
a back scratcher. I got this little annoying monkey thing.
Those are the random head from the wall again. Push him back in there. It's the poltergeist.
I got this annoying monkey thing.
What's he doing behind his daddy? Smack him back the head. I'll give you a quarter.
A quarter. So my
Wow.
sister's been posting these things like,
Okay.
if I get 30 comments, I'll throw a pickle on my sister's head. I was like, bring it on. I love pickles.
Is she saying this in your Zoom group or whatever?
No, this is on Facebook.
On your Facebook? Oh,
She
nice.
would like post a random like people who say, I'll do this if you get like 100 comments or whatever.
Mhm.
So the first one, she goes, I will pour ice water on my sister's head if I get 100 comments. I was like, no. Then she posted one yesterday because if I get 30 comments, I'll throw a pickle at my sister's head. I was like, bring it on. I love pickles.
Wow.
And now we're apparently going to be doing this when my aunt does her big Labor Day party. Because my cousins are invested in it too. So I like pickles.
I'm trying to see if I can get a picture of the Sky Bridge.
I don't know if you'd be able to. Like I said, they just opened up.
Yeah, but somebody has to have to take a picture at some point.
Candles.
Yeah, they're called stalkers.
No,
Because there's a lady
everything-
on the
Everything gets recorded in Vegas.
there's a
everything.
lady on the unofficial Star Trek Facebook group, you know,
Hmm.
for SWV, and she lives there, so she drove out there, and she was like, "Okay, I'll go walk around and see what I can do," but she couldn't. She couldn't get to Harris yet, so she was in
Okay.
a parking lot, and behind her was the Ferris wheel that you can look, and season 4 was right behind her too.
Mhm.
But she says she talked to some of the guards over there, because a lot of people are asking about handicap accessibility, because there's a lot of people who have to use electric or wheelchairs in S2OV, and they want to know why the place is going to be.
Well, even more than that, they also got the actors and their safety.
Hmm
You know,
The
so-
actors are excited because I'm part of a Friday night Zoom on Friday night, and
give it back, Kaylee.
Is that what they call that? Zoom?
Zoom.
It's a chat-based program.
yeah,
Use it for school.
Really? Now listen, vice admiral of a group less than 350 people. Okay.
500. But who's down?
Whatever. The fleet admiral knows what Zoom is. The fleet admiral has the paid extended 10,000 member version of it. Okay.
Uh-huh. The fleet admiral.
Yes.
oh,
Vice Admiral.
anyways, because
Go
on
ahead.
that group, Garrett Wong is one of the people. This is the Friday night group from the cruise,
Mhm.
and Amy, who is the publisher for Kate Mulgrew, is on that group too, and she knew about the changeover about a week before. Does anybody else knew? Because she's part of Kate's Mulgrew's, like, I don't want to say posse, but main group of people for her
Yeah.
celebrity status.
Posse.
And posse, yeah, I guess it's posse. It's just weird saying posse for her. And she says, thank God, because she heard a lot of celebrities complain about the Rio,
Yeah. I think
how
everybody
trashy it
complained.
was. Oh, it was
The Rio's
horrible.
not that bad.
Yeah, there's a reason we never stay at the Rio.
It's expensive.
Beyond being expensive, it's not worth it.
Mm. Only worth this because we can go back up to our room rather than walking across the street in the heat
Yeah.
to our room at Gold Coast. We stay at the Rio, but
But even you,
it's.
Jenny, you had a bad experience one year.
hmm
At least they did right by you, but a lot of people they didn't do right by. And, you know,
Well, it was their own fault. It was
Not all of
weird.
it.
Like, my experience was like, I don't know what they were trying to do, but the suite they upgraded us to was not the greatest suite. So,
oh geez.
I mean, I was telling my boss this morning. It rained. The one year it rained.
Oh, poor baby. Rain won't hurt
No,
you.
no, that didn't bother me.
He's never
was
been in the
leaking
desert.
in my
Don't worry
room.
about him.
It was leaking in my room,
I've been in the desert.
like the window.
Kaylee, Dr. Pepper, bring it to me.
Kaylee, Dr. Pepper, don't bring it to your dad.
Okay, Steve.
Here, I'll share mine instead.
Push it through the screen.
Kaylee, come back here, give me my Dr. Pepper.
Seal
Oh.
it back.
Your daddy gonna get you.
And you can pour yourself a glass.
Here, take it.
You pour a glass, it's gonna be the whole thing.
I love that kid. Here, take it. Shoves it through the camera.
Uh-huh. We're
I'm
gonna talk
not
about
doing
justice
that.
here today. Maybe we should put Kaylee on trial.
Yes.
Maybe.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Should we get her a punishment?
You know I can disarm myself from the stream, right?
You can do what?
I have admin powers.
Kaylee, we talked about that.
Wait. How the hell did your cadet have admin powers to your guys' fleet thing?
I don't know.
How does your
Ask
co-host
my,
have admin powers? Same way.
Because he's 44 years old.
Because he
He could
added
wipe
me
his
on
own
his
ass.
account.
Because Kaylee wants to do her own shows once in a while.
But still, dude, just log in under your name, let her do it. You give her admin powers? Dude, I'm gonna laugh one day. You're gonna wake up and she's gonna go in there like completely obliterate everything. And just like it's the Barney dancing song now.
I want my drink, Kaylee.
Okay, get your drink.
Wow.
Kaylee.
Drink.
Run.
I don't want to.
Oh my God.
This is why we don't give
the room.
cadets.
And she took her dad offline. That's awesome.
Yeah. Not
This is-
nice.
Hey, everybody in Fleet
Now give me
31.
my drink.
I'm a member of Fleet 31, but I'm going to say this with lots of love. So all these new policies and these groups that they want to get done, it ain't going to get done because they're fighting over the damn web space like this. They'll be sitting here for a year trying to get stuff done.
No, we're just being silly.
Captain Kaylee is in charge. That's what it is.
Kaylee, I want my drink now.
I'm taking.
I don't care. You stole my drink and I want it back.
Guys, it was thank you for letting me come on and play around with you guys, but I got to go get my I can smell the potatoes are done now. Y'all have a good night. Kaylee.
Make sure
Night
you
and-
save some.
Kaylee,
Yes.
keep your dad's drink. Don't give it to him. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, don't give it to me and you won't have allowance.
I'll take your
Okay.
allowance. Can I have her allowance?
Yes, you can have her allowance.
Yes.
Okay, Mom will give me my allowance.
No.
Yes. I'm not walking across
Jen?
the room.
Kaylee wants to take your money.
I want my allowance, and he's not going to give it to me because I don't want to walk across the room.
Kaylee, this is enough. You need to stop it now and give me my drink.
But I just. I don't want
Kaylee,
Fine, I'll walk all the way across the
You-
room and then
you
leave.
can pour yourself a drink. All right, sorry about that, guys. Kids. Oh, yep. You see that, Jenny?
The text.
Duct
Oh yeah, duct tape. Mhm. But see, no, you have to do it. Okay, sock and duct tape.
Yeah.
Because if you just do duct tape, they can lick it and manage to get off their mouth. I mean,
Mhm.
I've never thought about this. No.
Okay.
All right. Anyways,
So let's talk about Justice, the episode. Go ahead,
yes.
Jenny, kick us off. I need to recompose myself. I need to recollect myself to take a step.
I don't. You know we weren't good at this stuff. Oh, my hair. Oh my goodness. Sorry,
Very
guys.
fine.
So Justice, I don't like. It's a very. I really enjoyed the episode.
Mhm.
My question is, did they do the right thing by so in Justice, with Wesley is playing catch with those with the
The Ito
I
kid.
can't remember Ito's. I couldn't remember the name of the Ito, and they mentioned forgets to tell them that there is special areas where they cannot go in, and they're reminded by a white fence. It wasn't really a white fence; it was a white concrete pillared
Well, we
on
can
the
just
floor.
call it. We can just call it a barrier.
Yeah, white barrier. Anyways,
Yeah.
and they didn't tell anybody on the away team about this
Hmm.
because it was common knowledge. And so Wesley falls into the planters and he apologized, didn't know. So because he fell on the planters, he was going to be punished. Punishment on the Edo planet was death.
Hmm.
So they didn't want that to happen and they were trying to follow Prime Directive, but they didn't follow Prime Directive. So my question is, they basically took Wesley away because the god up in the air allowed it. Did they do the right thing? Did they? I mean, they tried to talk with them about it, but I'm wondering, did they do the right thing?
See, I get where they were trying to get with the message
Mhm.
about how different societies have different rules, and just because when you go visit another society doesn't mean that you should not respect their rules. But on the same token, if you go to another society and you break one of their laws, then unless you have diplomatic immunity like we do here in the United States, that's a totally different ballpark and,
Mhm.
an ugly little thing, or it could be a good thing depending on how you look at it. are you still held accountable to those rules just because you don't know them? And Star Trek did a really good job of mentioning that. You know,
It
should
did.
Wesley be prosecuted for a crime he didn't realize he broke because he isn't an Edoan? You know, in the same
Yeah.
token, what happens if they violate one of their rules? Would they hold their own citizens to Starfleet standards? Or would they
It's
demand Starfleet to send them back?
it's a
You know?
really good episode. I mean, this is what Star Trek's about. It makes you think about things that are happening. Like, is that what you but also the punishment of death. Did you really want, like, do you want to die because you've blown some flowers? They don't have, it's just death. That's the only punishment they have. But also, they knew, my problem was the Edens knew that they were outsiders. So I feel like they either forgot or didn't tell them about the rules. Like when you go somewhere, usually you are given the rules. Like these are the rules, don't break these rules. But they told them there is no rules. There is no crime there. They're happy in love. They just want to make love all day long.
Well, I guess it depends. I don't know, because like the first time I went to the Star Trek convention, I had no idea what it was like. I had no idea what the rule, besides what creation's rules are, which
Psh. That's another, we can all talk about my ticket, my badge, wristlet.
I don't mean those.
Finasco.
I mean their basic rules, like
Yeah.
you must have your wristband, you must have your thing. Even though when you get to the door, it's a completely different rule.
Mm-hmm.
You must be respectful. No photography, even though people do it anyways. They have all these rules, but then they have the basic ones too. Like basically, you can't show up intoxicated. You can't be, you can't cause an altercation, or they have the right to refuse you.
But it's like, well, I want to say common sense rules.
Yeah.
Like, don't show up high on drugs. Even though, yes, you can buy them, just don't show up high. But
then there are the unofficial rules, like don't go up to an actor and just like start bombarding him and begging for pictures.
That's another common sense rule, I would say.
Conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're friends with Garrett Wong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even when I go to Vegas and I go down there, I might say hi to him for like 5 minutes, but then I try to be respectful of his time because there are other fans that want to see him too.
Yeah, when I'm talking to him or anybody, yeah, I always look behind me, make sure there's nobody waiting. Like if I'm having a longer conversation, what I usually do is I'll look behind, make sure nobody's standing behind me.
Yeah.
And I still like if it's longer than normal, then I'll move away.
Brett, you're absolutely correct. In the Marine Corps, we had a saying: "Common sense is not a common virtue."
This is true. Because some common sense people, and also what we think is common sense, somebody else could not think is common sense. And that sounds crazy, but it really depends on how you were raised and where you're raised. Yeah. I think, if you're a different country, common sense might be different from you from the US. Like if you go visit, UK or something and they think something's common sense, but you don't realize it, it could be tricky. Oh my goodness.
You're absolutely right, because like I'm up here from the north, you're down south in Texas. And when I was stationed in Arizona, up here, you don't stop or pull over for anybody.
Oh, really?
No, you continue driving.
Oh. So if there was like a funeral procession.
Well, that's different. No, I'm talking about like if you see a car broken down on the side of the road, typically most Oregonians are taught not to pull over. In Arizona, if somebody's pulled over, you probably have like 3 or 4 cars. So, because there was a time where my car broke down, and I, and was like, boom, people's like, do you need me to call you somebody, or are you okay? But in Oregon, it's like you could be waiting like 40 minutes. This is like before we really had a lot of people had cell phones.
Yeah.
Nowadays, since coming back from Arizona, as long as I see the person with the phone or somebody else is helping, I won't even bother.
It also might be a southern thing, like southern. You ever heard of Southern hospitality?
Yeah. Well, they do it.
It might be a. Okay.
I just think it's more southern United States, like Southern California, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia.
It's got to be a southern hospitality. We help everything. I mean, I help a lot. I need to go.
different
I'll be
rules.
right back.
Okay.
I have to go help.
All right. So different rules have different, meanings. So in tonight's episode, basically, or well, it wasn't tonight's, it was last week's episode, basically had to do with just because he didn't know the rules, did he have the right to a fair, was it really fair, and was it really right of the society to hold him to those accountability? That is an interesting question because depending on the society, some would say yes and some would say no. Now, from a Star Trek fan, you don't want to see Wesley get hurt. He's one of our main heroes. Also an anti-hero, depending how you look at it. But he is one of our heroes, and you don't want to see him get, hurt or eventually killed. So they didn't really have much of a choice in that particular scenario. Your volume is a bit low, Jay. Oh, is this any better? Is that any better, Brett? I just gotta wait for him to respond. Brett? I wonder how long the delay is. Who's watching me? Because I'm not typing. Kaylee, is that you? Kaylee, is my volume low? It's either Kaylee or Nathaniel. No. Am I too loud? Okay, so it's Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Would you like my Dr. Pepper now? I'm waiting for her response. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to my message here about, is it right for them to do that? I would say no. I'm pretty sure Jenny would agree with that whole scenario there. The whole fact is, no, they don't I don't feel like they have the right to impose their beliefs on another culture, especially when you're coming there under a flag of diplomacy. I think basic rights should be respected, and that kind of goes back to the earlier comment that I made about diplomatic immunity. I think the Federation probably didn't make it clear to the Edians, but that certain diplomatic protocols should be followed. Now, some things should not be covered under diplomatic immunity, like murder, for example. If they murder somebody, then yes, they should be held accountable. And now, if they walk into a plant garden or over some flowers, that's something you can probably cover under diplomatic immunity. Probably, slap a reprimand later and demand compensation. That would be well within their rights.
Something else I thought about in this episode?
Or blacklist them. Say he can't come back. But what do you think about?
I thought they don't visit worlds unless they're warp capability.
And just because you have warp capable society doesn't mean that they're not a good society.
No, but I thought in general the rules is you don't visit a planet unless they have the warp capability, because they don't want to show off what they can do.
But on the same token, some societies have already been visited that are pre-warped.
So
Thanks to groups like the Vulcans the Vulcans, not really. I'm sorry, the Klingons. I meant to say, not the Vulcans.
Yeah, but I wonder that Klingons would go to Eden World.
I don't know.
I just thought it was interesting. Like, why did they go to this world where there is no they're pre-warp? Now look, they look pretty advanced per se, but I thought we couldn't visit or visit new worlds unless they had some type of warp capability, capacity to it. And granted, this is the first season, so maybe they forgot, or they were just trying to make new TV shows. That's just something I thought about.
Well, we really don't know the full story behind the Edians and how they make contact.
Exactly. But I just thought it was interesting because I always said, "Oh, we can't," because I was thinking about the episode where they're like watching this pre-warp civilization like grow, and then their hologram rock disappears, and they find people come in, and then they fall in and hit his head, and they remember what episode is that? Where it's a TNG episode.
Well, you're thinking about it, John says here in the UK, if you help somebody, you could get stabbed or abused. I think that's true of anywhere, John. I mean, that's the chance that you risk when you help somebody, or not even that. Sometimes random acts of violence are exactly what they are, random acts. If they're premeditated, then that's a completely different scenario, and then it wasn't really random. So, I mean, those are two different areas. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that is a sad reality of life. But hopefully, we don't have too many things like that.
Yes. Who watches the watches? That's the episode. Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you, John. So, I got my answer. So, what do you think? Do you think
About
they
what?
had diplomatic immunity? Do you think it was right what happened to Leslie?
I have mixed feelings. I think they should have. I can't even say it. They have some immunity to it because death is kind of harsh. A little harsh for something that all they did was, he accidentally fell in some flowers, especially if you did not know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they did the right thing after all, but I also think they did the wrong thing because they basically were just going to steal him and leave.
Yeah.
But then they kind of made a comment. I can't remember what the comment was, but it's like, okay, well, the god up there decided, okay, he can leave. But then they're like, okay, we feel bad. You think this whole entire system is your child, and he was upset that we left people on a planet. Well, how do we know? How do they know that he owns that entire system?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I still haven't decided if I think it's right or wrong. I think it's partly wrong, but I also stand like it's still wrong to kill somebody for falling in flowers.
Well, I'm personally to believe that killing is wrong, period.
Yeah, so
because taking a life doesn't really solve any problems. Even if you do, even if it's the bad person, right? Or they're doing something else, it's still somebody else's son, still somebody else's brother. And then the eye for an eye, I don't want to go into this too much. And if I get trolled a little, I get trolled a little. But I'm not a big fan of the death penalty. Because killing person X is not going to bring back person, person B is not going to bring back person A. So instead of one death, now you have two deaths that person is responsible for. I know that's the way I see
makes
it.
sense, yeah.
I know a lot of people might see it differently, like, oh no, we need to have an eye for an eye, but one death is no more greater or supersedes the other. I've been watching a show called Bones. You might have heard of it. You might have seen it. Well, Bones is an interesting person because she's like, oh no, they absolutely have to pay, for justice. Some people aren't meant to live in this world. And see, I disagree with that. I mean, I'm not going to go all spiritual here, but there's a reason why we are created at this time, at this point in our life. Now, I don't know. Some people tie it to religion. Some people can just tie it to some mathematical proof equation and saying why we're here. Other people have different theories on why that is. Because I personally do not believe that, we are just all randomly placed here because the universe, because of some random chance and fluke.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There has to be something more, and I don't pretend to understand it. I really don't. So, for us to take our own actions and to decide somebody else's fate. Now, does that mean I don't believe in the prison or judicial system? No, I absolutely believe in the judicial system. I also believe it's other people's right to feel the way they feel. So, kind of going back to being respectful today, I respect other people's rights to feel that if the death penalty is warranted, it's warranted to them. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to fight with them. So all I'm going to do is just move on. It's like,
yep.
Okay, you feel your way, I feel my way. We can move forward from this. All right, Kayla, I got your message. How do you feel about cop killers? I don't know if I want to get into that, John.
Yeah, I don't think we should.
That is a very sensitive subject right now. I would prefer not to bring that up. Not only because of given what's been happening recently, not just here in the United States, but more recently in the United States. But it's not just a U.S.-based problem only. That's a very sensitive subject. So I'm gonna pass on that one, Jenny.
Yeah, nope. It's too sensitive. This is supposed to be a fun, positive podcast. We're
Mhm.
not going to get into politics per se.
Okay.
So
All right. So maybe we should move on from the topic now and kind of go into our ship of the week.
yeah,
What I've been wanting to do, the Defiant class. Now, I think we can both agree before we start that this is not a family ship.
definitely not a family ship. Not at all.
But what I do like about this ship is, in my opinion, it's Star Trek's one and only attempt at trying to show what it could be like to live in a military style
Hmm.
life. What another side of Starfleet is about. I think I talked about this before, like with the differences between the Odyssey class, not the Odyssey class, the Odyssey's Galaxy class versus the Enterprise Galaxy class,
Hmm.
and about the different ways that the ships were laid out. The Defiant, in my opinion, was the best way of describing it. It's a warship. It's not designed to be built with families, not designed to be built with labs or
But
any
yet
luxuries.
they still use it as a training ship for cadets.
Yes and no. They kind
Well,
of
okay.
went on this.
Well, they did kind of go off, but I thought it was interesting that they decided to use the Defiant class, which is very much a warship,
Mhm.
to go with Red Squadron and have them kind of run the ship and have the officers watch them,
Or critique
which
them.
I thought was to train them or teach them. I thought that was very interesting to use that type of style of a ship for cadets
Well,
to
honestly, it
learn.
makes sense. It really honestly makes sense because you have this very powerful ship, which you're not going to have exploring. You're not going to send it on patrols. It's limit. It has a limited function. It has limited literally limited function,
Hmm.
limited supplies. It honestly, in my opinion, it is an ideal ship to train people on.
I
Because
guess so.
it has no quarters. I mean, it has no personal quarters. It has no, things to distract the cadets. Now the show kind of took it a little way over the top. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for
That's my
joining us.
cousin.
Ah,
Hi, cousin. Waving like this is there's a meme I posted that goes, "Who else feels the idiot that you wave when you say goodbye on Zoom calls?"
no,
Yes,
but
the Valent. Yes, that's the ship I was talking about. Yeah, that's actually one of my other kind of like that. I really like that show,
mhm.
that
A Deep
TV
Space
show,
Nine.
that movie episode, that D6 Nine episode.
Yeah, that was a little unique situation because what the
It was
cadets
very
should have done.
unique.
Well, what the
Hmm.
cadets should have done as soon as the captain died, they should have immediately headed back for Starfleet.
Oh no, but these cadets were like,
We're Nova Squadron. We're the best
yeah,
of the best.
because I mean they're like the same people who was this before or after the oh my gosh, my brain, I can
I
think
want to
about it
say
but I
it's in the
can't
middle
say.
of the war. I want to say it was around the middle of the war.
So it was after the whole invasion of Starfleet with
That I
the founders.
that I don't know. I don't remember that off the top of my head. Maybe John or one of the others do, or Brett. But no, I mean, as far as the ship though, I mean, it's ideally perfect for that. But in that particular situation, they should not have been so far out. They should have been in the system.
Hmm.
Why they were sent out and dispatched, I guess you can argue that, well, Spock had the Enterprise as a training vessel, and they sent the cadets out. And
Yeah,
Kirk
they
said,
said something about they would still continue the mission. They were out in the world doing something, and then the war happened.
mhm.
But
Yeah, but
yeah,
then that's when you bring back the cadets, and kind of like they did in Star Trek 2009, you assign them to different shifts throughout the fleet.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't put
exactly
them
what they
all in a
should do.
ship. You don't put them all in a ship. Say, hey, you guys figure it out. Go.
That's that. Yeah, that was my problem about it. It's like you basically had the whole entire ship as cadets and a small crew of officers, which is cool, but
Yeah,
also
I
that's
got
a little.
I got one big problem with it. Besides that, as soon as Nog stepped aboard, he should have took command. No
Yeah,
cadets. He's an ensign. He earned
and
his
yet but they
commission.
promoted him as he was. I was confused. Technically, he is in command of them
Yes.
because he's an officer,
Yes.
but yet he let them run and let them promote him.
I think it's because he was envious of him. Everybody wanted to be part of Red Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
Even Nog, he mentioned it when he was in his
Yeah.
training. And Cisco's like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, get me the information, cadet. Yeah, when Nog met up with them, instead of being envious and shock envy, he should have told them.
I guess we should have this as an episode. How much we talk about this one episode.
Well, I mean, that particular part though, it's just like it should have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
It should have.
it's Hollywood. They wanted to tell a story.
Just like how they decided to put Jake in the prison or in the brig because he was talking about home
mm,
to one of the cadets. It's like, really?
yeah. Well, I know
Mm,
where they're trying to go with that. During a time of war, the last thing you need to be doing is demoralizing troops by talking about home and talking about better times. You should be focusing on your current objective and pushing forward.
true, but you don't put somebody in break for that. You pull them off to the side and say, "Hey, we're
Especially
trying to do a mock." Yeah, a civilian, like especially a civilian of a with a father of a high-ranking,
yeah.
you know, position. That's what I was trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, you're
but
absolutely correct.
which I thought was interesting.
So, all right, let's go ahead and transition to our next topic because I know you got to get ready soon.
Yeah, go about an hour.
Now we're just going to move into general topic, which we kind of already did.
Yep.
So the Valiant, is a good ship.
It's a good ship.
Unfortunately, they left in the hand a bunch of cadets, and they got over envious. Instead
Yep.
of actually thinking about, hey, is this a good plan to take on a battleship by ourselves, even though we might have this tactical advantage? Is this really a good plan? But then again, I think they got caught up in their own power. I don't mean power as in like a controlling. I think they just got caught up in their own hype. Maybe that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Hype.
Yeah.
That they were untouchable, that nothing could happen to them. In one
That's what I
sense,
felt like.
good. In one sense, this is good that it happened to them because they got a reality check. For the ones
Well,
that
most
survived.
of them died.
Yeah, for the ones that lived, it was a reality.
Spoiler, sorry.
You can't call spoilers this late in the series.
Hey, I know people still watching for the first time, so
No, that's not a spoiler. Okay,
did they all die?
When Star Trek Discovery Season 2 comes out, we can talk about it freely when it comes out on DVD. But I'm sorry, at that point, it's already available on streaming platforms. It's available on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enough time has passed.
I can't wait to talk about Picard. That's what I want to talk about, but I'm still going to give people respect. I don't know if Picard's going to come out on DVD or not. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure it will. So they got caught up in the fallacies of being yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Brett. And that is kind of the problem, and also kind of the solution. But that's why you have officers in place. People are slightly older. Then you have people like my age, and you're. I know you're younger than I am.
Yes.
People like my age would be like, commanders, colonels, maybe one or two captains at my age.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to cough. People like around my age would start being, some of those more senior people that you would start, and everything goes down the chain of command for a reason. You might be like, oh, yes, 20-year-old guy. No, not a good idea. Let's take another look at this. And let me tell you why this probably won't work.
Yes.
How many times did Harry and, like, even on Star Trek Voyager, Harry and Tom Paris, before Tom met B'Elanna, he was willing to do a bunch of crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh, yes he is.
Remember the episode where Harry wanted to go fly through the Borg space, and Tom's like, no. He's like, I don't want to. This is not a good plan. And then they're, it's like, sorry, that scene still makes me laugh. It's like, there's a reason why you don't have 20-year-olds commanding ships.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why you don't see a lot of youth management leaders either. I mean, there are a few people. There are exceptions to every rule, but generally,
So the
Valiant.
Valiant was after the Changeling invading Earth. Okay, that was my because what I was talking about, and when they invaded Earth, one of the Changeling commanded the Red Squad to go in. Oh wait, not we call it
I thought that was Admiral Layton that did
Power Grid. Yeah, but I thought because wasn't Adam Lightning a Changeling?
that. I don't know if he was a change. No, he wasn't. But somebody else was because the changes
In that group, yeah. Somebody in that group was. But I just remember they went and they destroyed the power plant, and then so that made me think of why Red Squadron thinks they can do whatever they want because they had the power during the Changeling invasion on Earth.
Mhm.
So, these people, magical red power, they're amazing people.
Mhm.
They got to do this really cool bad thing, and so now they think they can do other bad things on the Valiant.
Yeah. Or that they're untouchable because they're so
Mhm.
good at their jobs.
Yeah.
I like what Brett wrote here. Plan B, wing it. Sadly, that is too true. And that's not a youth problem. That's an everybody problem. When good old Plan A doesn't work, always fall back to Plan B.
Mhm.
John says, I felt sorry for Harry Kim. No promotion.
Even Garrett Wong labels himself as a forever ensign.
Okay, I had one big problem with this. They had contact with Starfleet. They could have promoted Harry anytime.
Mhm.
I
They
don't
promote it,
understand
and my problem is they promote it. Harry Kent. I'm not sorry. They promote it. Tom Paris.
Twice.
He was twice, and from being a prisoner, all of a sudden he became a lieutenant.
Full lieutenant.
Full lieutenant. Then he got he got depromoted.
Yeah.
Then he got promoted again, all within 7 years from him being a prisoner to him being a lieutenant. But poor Harry Kim has been an ensign.
Well, they're trying to say it was based on the billet, which I think is completely stupid.
You can at least promote Harry to lieutenant junior grade or something.
Working at a private sector, yeah. Right now, I'm a site supervisor. I'm not going to go anywhere in my career. But if I was in the military, I wouldn't always stay a site supervisor. You know, the longer I spend, the more time that passes, the more ranks I'll go up. So it's not the same, analogy, in my opinion. Harry Kim should have been promoted. They were in contact with Starfleet.
Yep.
The other thing that should have happened is all their uniforms should have been updated. As soon as they made contact. DS9 updated their uniforms.
But they couldn't update uniforms because they were low. Remember, they only had a certain amount of replicator rations.
Except for it never stopped them from having fancy meals. It never stopped them from having coffee. It never stopped.
Neelix made all that stuff. When they went to planets, he knows how to get other things.
Not coffee.
Well, then he tried to make coffee.
He made like this sludge drink. And Janeway was not a fan of it.
So they just use. I mean, maybe Janeway used her ration portions to coffee.
Yeah, and
I would totally do it for Dr. Pepper.
Every nebula that they could, she stopped at.
Yeah. There's coffee in that nebula.
And we're gonna get it.
Get it. Oh my goodness. I love that. So what should our next episode be to talk about?
Well, next Thursday or next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday episode. What should it be? Because I haven't really thought about it. Work has kind of killed me.
Scott's comment. The nebula is full of coffee out there. I don't know. We could do it this Trek way and just figure out. Oh, you know what? Let's, as far as the episode, let's do the Valiant.
Okay. Maybe we just talked about it all.
Well, we did, but it wouldn't hurt to go back and watch it again. Maybe pick up on some of the clues that we didn't see, or we could make it a two-parter. We could talk about the Valiant, and we could also talk about Nova Squadron mission with Admiral Layton.
Yeah.
And run the side-by-side comparison. Fact check what we actually just discussed tonight. So for all those who are going to follow us, we're going to do both of those episodes.
Which people on the internet's Google, find out what episode. Brett, I think that'd be a fun one to do too.
The Trouble with Tribbles, the DS9 episode,
Or
just the TOS one.
both. Do we do extra homework?
Well, I'd like to do the comparison between the two of the Academy. If we wanted to make it a trilogy, we could even include in Wesley Crusher's Red Squadron.
Yeah. Just got sent it to
Because
me.
they've had a bad stream. For my opinion, Nova Squadron probably should be disbanded and replaced with something new. Because look at their track history; it's not that great. But we could discuss that after watching those two episodes. If we
Poor
want to make
Brett.
it if we want to make it a trilogy, we could do that and discuss all three of them and their progression over the years. From
'Cause
the time of
I never thought about Wesley Crusher's Nova Squadron and how they were bad too. Wow, Nova Squadron's
yeah. So why don't we do that? Why don't we try to do a trilogy and just watch all three of them for the sake of their progression, how they
so-
came to be.
I gotta find what episodes they are so people can know.
But it's also a great episode because it tells Picard, Picard has some great lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
About respect, love, the duty of the uniform. Some of his best lines in there. And that Star Trek Picard song uses quite a few of the lyrics from that episode
Oh
too.
my gosh! Now that's not Star Trek. Picard, the USS Enterprise.
TNG was
I
Nova Squadron. Oh, okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
fine. Then let's do it that way, Ed. Let's do Nova Squadron versus Red Squadron. Do the comparisons, or maybe it's the same squadron, just changed.
And they just change.
Homefront, Paradise, Lost.
Lost. Okay, First Duty. So First Duty is TNG episode.
Yeah.
And then I guess home. Okay, well, because the whole Red Squadron was 2, I think, episodes.
Mhm.
So you have to find out it's Homefront or Paradise. That's which one we need to watch.
Mhm.
And then Valiant.
Then Valiant, yeah.
The problem about if we watch the Homefront Paradise one, it's just a small clip of the Red Squadron in there, and not all of it.
Well, what we could do is we could just watch them. Omega Squadron? Maybe I missed that one, Ed. Isn't Omega
don't
Squadron
remember-
Babylon 5?
I don't remember Omega Squadron, so I need
Maybe
to watch
so.
Babylon 5.
Yeah. I think
It's on
we
my
all do.
Amazon wish list. Oh, it's on my Amazon list to do. Maybe I'll do that tonight at work.
Babylon 5 is no longer available on Amazon Prime.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Well, fudge knuckles. I keep meaning to watch it and keep pushing off. Shoot.
Trust me. I was watching it for a while, and then all of a sudden one day it updated, and now it's not available. But for $60, I could buy all 5 seasons on Vudu.
No,
Digital
thank you.
copy. Omega is B5. Yes, I got it right, Scott. Woo!
Yeah, Scott's keep trying to get me to watch B5, and I keep trying to.
So I will warn you, just stick with it. The first
I
season
know.
is kind of slow, but some of the scenes in that first season are very pivotal. But it's a five-year story arc.
Yeah, I need to do that. On Voyager? No.
Starfleet Academy comic book Bog Squadron.
Nog Squadron.
Okay, Nogs. Okay. Omega was an episode in Voyager. Okay.
I don't remember an episode of.
Me neither. Maybe there's a
There
lot
was
of
a
squadrons.
Omega thing, but it wasn't a. It wasn't like a.
Omega Directive.
Yeah, it was like a Mega Directive, but it wasn't like a Omega Squadron.
I think we should do the trilogy that we're talking about, even if it
Mhm.
is Nova Squadron. So Nova Squadron and Red Squadron.
So
and
First Duty, and I gotta look up which one.
Paradise Lost. Yeah.
Was it Homefront or Paradise Lost?
Well, we can look them up and then just send them to people.
Yep. I'll send out again and
Okay.
find out. But I think it's First Duty. First Duty. I was gonna say First Duty. First Duty, and then Valiant, and then Homefront or Paradise Lost. One of those two.
Yeah.
Lots of homework this week. It's good homework, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, the homework where you get to watch Star Trek.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. I want to play something here. Share screen, Chrome tab, share the audio. Bam. This is just a teaser, guys. Oh, my output.
Help. Initiate attack pattern Sierra 4.
Sierra 4, aye, sir.
Shields now at 78.
Transfer auxiliary power.
This is Red Squad. Red Squad. It was a group of elite cadets at the academy. They were the best of the best. Red Squad received special training, special quarters, special everything.
So that right there, guys, just a little
Mhm.
teaser into what you guys can expect. So Dog, like nails it on the point, but in my opinion, and we will talk about this again next week, he should have taken command at that point. He's in a Starfleet uniform. He has a Starfleet commission. He passed. Well, he hasn't passed the academy at that point, but he has been given a commission.
Mm-hmm.
So for all rights and purposes, he is the most senior ranking officer on the ship. Now the cadets could have, well, they probably would have just thrown him in the brig with Jake, and
Probably.
but still, he would have been right.
God, my hair. I'm a girl here.
Oh, that's all right. Well, actually, I think we're done for the night, Jenny. That way you can get dressed and have like 45 minutes.
I don't have to leave
We
until
got homework.
10:30.
But still, I
Yeah.
gotta go make peace with my daughter now and offer her some of this Dr. Pepper.
No. Why? She was a turd to you.
But she's still my daughter, and I love her very, very much.
Do
And
you?
Yes. She's my little baby. I'll try. I promise I wouldn't embarrass her.
That's not fun.
Okay, yeah, Ed says that he graduated early and he was done with the academy. Star Trek Online kind of did something similar to that with the cadets,
Mhm.
like on their 4th year. So one of the things that when you play the Discovery content is that you're in your senior year and an event happens and you have to go out on a ship. The captain dies and you take over as a commanding officer.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about Nog's life and how he went from not being a little Ferengi to
Mhm.
being a cadet to being an ensign, and then towards the end of the year, he gets promoted to lieutenant.
Yeah.
But yet Harry Kim stays ensign for 7 years.
Well, what about Ezri Dax? She also didn't have
Yeah.
She
But
was
she
an
was
ensign
still
for a
going
while.
yeah. Wow. The things you think about, like,
In my opinion, it was just crappy writing on the director's
yeah.
part. They probably just wanted to brand it instant Harry Kim, action figure. Lieutenant Tom Paris. Tuvok,
But
they
if
really
they
surprised me.
could have just, make more money because ensign Harry Kim is not ensign anymore. More new action figures.
Exactly, yeah. The other one that didn't make much sense to me is the provisional ranks. There was absolutely no reason to have them. They could have just gave him Lieutenant Commander Pips or, Pips.
Yeah.
Or they could have put a pin next to it, whatever, something to signify, that it was a temporary rank. Because you notice that the Red Squadron guys
Red Squadron had little mm-hmm.
pips right next to the rank pips.
Yep.
So that right there should have told Nog, hey, give me back. Sorry, we'll discuss that next week. Tonight, though, I think we're gonna call it. And I want to thank everybody for watching us tonight, and have a great night. Live
Thank
long
you.
and prosper.
Bye, guys.